What is going on YouTube? It's the Middle School Math Man. This video is going to be on solving systems of equations by graphing. So there are three ways to solve systems of equations, or three methods: graphing, substitution, and elimination. I will have videos on all of those, but this one is focusing on graphing. So in order to solve systems by graphing, it sounds just like, how you'd think. You're going to graph the two equations that I give you, and you're going to see if they cross. There's going to be three different types of solutions, and we're going to talk about those when we're doing these three problems. So let's take a look at the first one. So you guys know that in order to solve these, or in order to graph these equations, they need to be in slope-intercept form. So unfortunately, these are not already in slope-intercept form for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and convert those. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So the first equation is over to the right, converted. The second one I'm just going to do right underneath. Y equals x minus 2. So I converted my two equations, so now let's go ahead and graph those. So y equals 3x plus 8. Again, a reminder that 8 is the y-intercept in this case. And then I'm going to have a slope of 3. So I'm going to go down 3. I'm going to rise down 3, and I'm going to go to the left 1. Because if I rose 3 vertically up and I ran to the right 1, we're going to be off the graph. So I'm just going to get some points on there. So when you're graphing, I highly suggest using a ruler. And you're going to need to extend your lines as far as you can because you want to see where they cross if possible. So there's my first line. My second line, y equals x minus 2. So again, I put a point on the y-intercept, which is negative 2. And then my slope is positive 1. So if I'm making a bunch of points here, so as you can see, these two lines intersect, or they cross at that point that I just circled in green. So for this graphs, or this system of equations specifically, we have one solution. They intersect at that point. So my solution is what that point is. Let's see what that is. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5 is the x value of the ordered pair. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 5, negative 7 is going to be the answer to this system of equations. Moving on to the next problem. The second equation is in slope-intercept form already for us. The first one, however, is not. So I'm just going to convert that over on the side. Again, we're trying to get y by itself. So I'm going to get y equals negative x over 2 is negative 1/2 x plus 2. So you're probably thinking to yourself, so that equation is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2, and the second equation is y equals negative 1/2 x plus 2. So these lines are exactly the same. So if we were to graph that, y-intercept of 2, and then we have a negative 1/2 slope. So again, rise 1 and run 2. So your line is going to look something like that. Again, using a ruler definitely helps. Now, so when you are graphing this, I mean, these are the same exact lines. So it's two lines that are on top of each other. because they're the same exact line. So every single point on these two lines are intersections because it's the same exact line. So in this case, whenever you have two equations that are the same, they're the same line, that means your answer is going to be infinite solutions. Every single point on those two lines is the same. They intersect each other at every single point. So that is infinite solutions. So far we've done one solution here where you actually wrote the solution, the intersection. Here it's the same line, so we have infinite solutions. And then lastly, let's do this problem. I'm going to convert the second equation to slope-intercept. So when I do that, I'm going to get y equals negative x over negative 1 is positive x minus 2. So I have y equals x plus 5 and y equals x minus 2. So let's graph the first equation. Y-intercept of 5 and then slope of 1. And the second equation, y equals x minus 2. So hopefully when you're looking at these, you can notice something with the slopes. In this case, the slopes are both 1. So you should know something about two lines if they have the same slope. You should know that that means it's going to be parallel lines. And as you can see on the graph, we have two parallel lines. So obviously we know that parallel lines never intersect. So because they never intersect, this system of equations is going to have no solution because the solution is where the two equations intersect, and if they never intersect, we have no solution.